Hello. Oh, just 1 second. I'm just letting people know. Wow, what a pretty bird. Somebody just sent me a picture of a bird. People send me pictures of birds and their vegetables and all that. I love it. Um, 1 second. So, as you probably know, we have fire. It's fire season again, I guess. I mean, I actually have never been specifically aware because I've never lived in a particular place that gets bad fires. That's one of the things that was a top on my list, that and mudslides. I didn't want to have a house in that kind of area. So I don't really pay attention too much to the wildfire season, except when it gets really hot, obviously, and it's really hot. We have a heat wave, and there are several fires. Jack, our resident budding meteorologist, who's a big fan of this channel, texts me whenever there's any danger anywhere around me, wherever I'm traveling. It's like I have my own personal meteorologist. And so, I mean, I'm laughing, but it's scary, scary stuff to be involved in fires. And if you haven't had a chance to watch the Homesteading Life Conference video that I just uploaded, that's the last one, right? Yeah, that I uploaded. Please do, because in there, the family that has a channel called Mother Udder. In fact, he tuned in to live stream before last. I interviewed them in that video, and their whole homestead burned to the ground. But they decided, they own the land, so they decided to go back. That's in California. So I'm actually not looking to buy in California for a number of reasons. Number one being it's too expensive. Let's see who's here. Good afternoon, Lisa Lee. I'm so glad to hear from you always. Daisy Joe and Mernita in Buffalo, West Michigan, Lakeshore. So we have Michigan, and Lisa's in. Oh yes, Lisa, you had a problem in Las Vegas the last live stream. What was going on up there? Was it fire or was it something else? I remember that there was a problem. And Deborah, hi. Deborah Pellerito, welcome. Are you new to this channel? Because I don't recognize your last name. And I'm so glad to hear from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I think that's the first time I've noticed that. Don, South Carolina. Coco Ono. Yes. Coco Ono is experiencing falling ash from the fire in the Central Valley of California. Hi, Ed, and everyone. You're in Hollywood. Ed, we should meet up before I take off. Ed and I have actually never met because he's such the world traveler. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, Erewhon, if you can read that, Erewhon. And I don't know if Erewhon is known outside of Los Angeles. I haven't paid attention to it. But when I first came to Los Angeles, Erewhon was my store. And it was a little kind of down below the lower level, whatever you call that in a building. There's a name for it when you go down 3 steps, and then it's down underneath the first floor of a building on Beverly Boulevard, which is where I lived over in LA. Lived in an apartment, and I shopped at that store. And that's where I first experienced my very first certified organic. Well, I don't know if they had certification then, but it was called organic. And we didn't have the USDA certification for organic for a while, but beans and rice were the very first things that the store carried that you could find that were organic. It took a long time for vegetables. It took even longer for dairy, and it took even longer for meat. But that's because there's so many hurdles, and it's so expensive for these organic farms to pass all the certifications to have organic standards. They make it very, very difficult. The USDA makes it very, very difficult for organic farms to be certified. And at any rate, Erewhon, while I lived there, it moved from that little hole in the wall, so to speak, to this really nice store on Beverly, a few blocks closer to me. And it was right beside the post office. It is, I guess it's still there, right beside the post office. And that was my main store and loved it. Okay, well, cut to 25 years later, Erewhon is like really hip, really expensive. And they have stores in where I did live, Palisades, and in Santa Monica. So they make all of these, they sell a lot of things in glass, and they make all of these drinks, and they cap them, obviously. And I'm just reusing this. I bought some green juice in it, and I'm reusing it. I made some lovely tea, sun tea. I'm making sun tea here. It's so easy because I have sun coming in that bright window in the afternoon. And I put a tea bag in this bottle, and in 1 hour, it's that color. It's amazing. Tina Marie Ussery, Michigan City, Indiana. That sounds like a misnomer, Michigan City, Indiana. But welcome. Siri just looked up Michigan. Siri on my phone just looked up Michigan City for me. I didn't ask for that, but she gave me that. Yvonne McNaughton, good morning from New Zealand. Oh, I've been thinking a lot about New Zealand lately. Primarily in relation to the virus and how New Zealand has managed to fare with all of that. And I'm so glad you tuned in. Can you tell me what time it is? And do you have a garden? So you're in the opposite hemisphere. You're in the opposite hemisphere, southern hemisphere. So this would be, August would be like spring. I'm assuming you're starting your garden, or you got your garden going for the summer. Beatrice is here from New York. And is it Buffalo, or did we already have? No, that's Mernita's in Buffalo. Beatrice, what town are you from? That's funny, Haffy. Let's see. Hi, Lynn. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you get a notification? Lynn was just informing me, as well as Patrick in England was just informing me. He just sent a comment in the last hour or so that YouTube is not sending notifications for my videos, and maybe other channels too. So I want you all to take a moment. Let's see, how will you do this? I want you to go to my homepage, because I'm afraid you'll forget if you don't do it now. Go to my homepage on my channel and go to the subscribe button and go to the bell and hold it down. Click the bell, but hold it down, and you'll get a little drop down, and it will say all. And so you let off when it says all. And I'm hoping that you will all get notifications. Maybe you've all already done that, but I would really appreciate if you would do that. 11 a.m. Oh, that's wonderful, Yvonne. How long have you been watching Late Bloomer? Yvonne is talking about her spring garden in New Zealand. Shasha, I'm just gonna call you Shasha. Shasha, where are you writing from? Oh, 100 degrees. Where are you writing from? 100 degrees there, wherever it is. Yes, we are experiencing a major heat wave. There are fires, even in Los Angeles County. I haven't smelled smoke today. I've got the windows wide open. Let me just give you a little bit of an update about what's going on. As soon as this is over, we will be off by 5 o'clock. So if you have any questions or anything, let's get all of that taken care of. Don't wait. Please let me know you're out there too by just leaving a comment and saying, hi, it's Sally from Nevada, or it's Jerry from Russia or whatever. So I know where you're writing from. Houston. Ooh, oh, Spring, Texas, just north of Houston. I'm surprised it's not over 100, to tell you the truth. Okay, excellent, Tina Marie. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, are you doing okay? Have you been able to get out to Colorado at all? Okay, the update. Pat Newman is here from Arkansas. Thank you for joining, Pat. Are you relatively new? Only because I just don't remember that many people from Arkansas tuning in. And I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Mernita is asking how to get rid of poison ivy. Also, same thing as poison oak and sumac, poison sumac. If you've never experienced a good solid rash of poison ivy or poison oak, you really haven't lived. I gotta say, you really haven't. I had one spectacular, and I've talked about that before. I won't go into that. But I don't know how you can get rid of it. It's a vine and it's a weed, so you certainly don't want to start using poison. But it's interesting because you do go to campgrounds where you would think they wouldn't use poison around the campgrounds, and they say they've cleared the area of poison ivy. Or sometimes they say, watch out for the poison ivy and the poison oak. Charlie Kelman is here from, I want to say Scotland, but I could be wrong. Let's see. I don't think Tina Marie is new, Haffy. I think Tina Marie has been here before. Ed says, I have no... I don't know. Let's see. On mobile, let me just demonstrate if I can. For example, I'm going to go to my channel. And let's see. So this could be a problem because it's not, let me just go to another channel. Stop. And so this just happens to be CBS News. You hit the subscribe button. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like there's a reflection, so I'm not sure. It's once I hit the subscribe button, it was red and it said subscribe, and now it's light gray and it says subscribed, and now there's a bell. And so you hold down. Well, that's funny. On mobile, it says personalized. That says personalized and none. So I'm going to hit personalized and see what that says. It says nothing. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't see it. At the very top, there's a drop down. After you hit the bell, it says all, personalized, and none. So you hit the all at the top. And it's like a bell that looks like it's going like that. So I hit all. And now I've got the dark bell that looks like it's going like that. So if you have that, you should get, now I'm going to unsubscribe. You should be able to get all notifications for my channel. And I hope you could see what I was doing. The western side of Michigan is beautiful. Well, to tell you the truth, I've been to northern Michigan one time. Where did I go? It's a very popular place for people to go on vacation. Went to a wedding up there. Very beautiful. You're right. Can't imagine living there. I mean, it's very beautiful. Okay, Tina Marie, I thought so. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay as long as you can. Brian's sounds like Brian are you here? Oh, evening. 52 degrees on the Jersey Shore. Oh, Jay Andre, it's Judy from Louisiana, 30 miles from New Orleans. I've only been to New Orleans one time in my life. Can you believe that? And I was very young and carefree at the time. Jamela is here from Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see. Anthony Papp, hello. Where are you writing from? Anthony, I remember you. And I want to say, no, I'm not going to guess. Tell us where you live. Let's see. Uh-huh. Daryl, I left you a message to tune in. 70s in NYC sounds perfect to me. That's what I thought. Anthony. It was Greece, but I was afraid to say. I'm so sorry. What time is it in Greece? What is the virus like in Greece? Are you wearing masks? What's the story where you are? Beatrice is asking about, Mernita is asking, anyone watching the Lawrence Family Farm Great on YouTube? No, I am not really. I don't really have time, but I would like to. Shasha says it's an island. Can't remember the name of it. Any news on your home search? Beatrice wonders. Well, no. 76 in Lehighton. Did I say that right, Sunshine? 76 in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. I think maybe that's right. Nancy Sue is here. Yes, I know. Fires in California are always sad. Oh, good. So I'm going to go back to Beatrice's question about the home search. There's no specific news. I have been scouring the listings, and with the help of Daryl and Denise and a realtor in Putnam County and surrounding, I just haven't found the right thing. It's just not right for a number of reasons. And so I don't want to settle because it's like my big move and hopefully the last one. So, but I have a hard and fast budget, so that makes things difficult. And, I want to go from a place that's very noisy to a place that's very quiet. And I want to go to a house that I want to live in, that I would enjoy living in without having to completely gut and start over. You can't get a contractor in Tennessee right now because there was so much tornado damage in February and March, I think. So they're all busy. All the good ones are busy, I'm told. And the price of wood has tripled. So building a house is just probably out of the question. So, and Daryl is not going to be happy to hear this. Or Denise. Where is Denise? Has Denise forgotten Daryl? I'm going to text her and say, where are you? But I am expanding my search. I'm expanding my search outside of Putnam County. I can't limit myself to Putnam County because it's too difficult to find what I need and what I want. Me either, Lynn. You and your husband can come with. Mackinac Island must be incredible. I would love to see that. No cars, just horses and bikes. Wow. That's sort of like, isn't Martha's Vineyard like that? Yes, Jamila, I wish I had a following like Garden Answer, and I could afford to go to those, to the, do shows there every year. I would love to see the gardens there. Shasha is confirming what I just said. Lumber at all-time highs and contractors at a premium. Anthony says, oh, they reopened the border to Greece. I'm going to have to pull up a map. Which border did they reopen? Jay Andre, I am looking at Tennessee for a few reasons, but the number one reason is because all of my immediate family are very close by. Sister, brothers, nieces, nephews. Not my own sons, but yeah. I don't know where they're going to wind up. So, okay, Ed, thanks for tuning in. You're going to plant a fall garden in Hollywood? That's amazing. Okay. Would love to advise you. Yes, New Zealand is very nice. And I've actually thought about living in New Zealand. Oh, gosh, it's so far away. Oh, is it cool there, Nancy? Well, you're close to the forest. Maybe that helps. Charlie, I didn't realize that you were of college age. Oh, you got to college, into college, but your entire first semester is online. That is a drag, and I'm really sorry about that. I can't even tell you. I mean, I don't want to make you crazy, but this is a long time ago. Nothing is the same now because we didn't have computers when I went to school. Can you imagine going to college without computers? No internet? No, you go to the library to look up information. And, but I just remember that, that first semester in college was so much fun, meeting all new people and being in a sorority and having those instant girlfriends, which I'm still friends with. It was just amazing. So I really hope, Charlie, that you get a chance to experience all that when this settles down. Hi, Tracy. Tracy is here from Pennsylvania. Oh. Yeah, that was probably a mistake, Anthony. But I guess all those people work, so you've got to open the border so people can go back and forth and work, right? Yes, at least 20 pounds of books, Haffy. And in fact, this was true. This was the case up until my son Walker, not my younger son, but my son Walker, when he was in high school, he was carrying you see those tennis bags that the pros have. Well, all the top junior players have them too. It's the triple. They're this big and they've got numerous rackets and shoes and everything. So that gets heavy, and shirts and towels and bowls and and then he's got the backpack with all the books, and he's having to walk up this major hill because for me to drive and pick him up, to take him literally an eighth of a mile, I would drive to try to get him on Sunset Boulevard, and I would be in traffic for an hour to pick him up, to keep him from having to walk up this hill and walk down this long, about an eighth of a mile with all of that weight, because he already had neck problems, even in high school, because of serving, this repetitive motion of serving, tennis. And so I was trying to prevent that getting worse, and I would go, and it was ridiculous. And I finally just said, you're going to have to walk. This is insane. Yes, Marnita. Oh, yes, because I'm looking at all this property now, and I'm thinking, oh, if I was young, I would build the perfect cabin and do that. And, Doug said he would Doug and Stacy said he would, if I got a place up close to them in Missouri, which I did look online to see if there was anything. There was nothing on the listings that was anywhere really close to them. And I could have bought the wood from him, Missouri red and white oak. And I'm thinking, oh, that sounds so wonderful. But I don't think that's going to work out. Tracy, that's right. Right. Tracy is talking about pre-internet. If you couldn't find the answer at the library, you were done. Does anybody remember the Encyclopedia Britannica or the World Book Encyclopedia? The World Book was just one book, wasn't it? But the Encyclopedia Britannica was a whole thing. And did you know, I have a friend, used to be a closer friend, but his daughter's a very good friend of mine now. And one of his first jobs, we all have all these first jobs. Did anybody have a really interesting first job? I know a lot of people are young on here, but maybe you haven't even had your first job. But what was your first job? Just everybody just go down and just say that, whatever, car wash, whatever, but he sold door-to-door Encyclopedia Britannicas. I remember that. He's a very good salesman, so he did very well. Oh, yes, Happy, you have no idea. I was a cool mom. I would go to tennis matches. This is off topic. I'm sorry. This is off gardening, but when you're a soccer mom or a tennis mom or any mom of an athlete, you have to find a way to function emotionally at those matches and games, because you don't want to be a jerk, because there's a lot of parents that are jerks. Remember that whole rash before all the world started just going crazy, when we were focused on smaller things like parents who would get out of control at football games or something, because one kid, whatever. Oh man, the way I handled it is I took my knitting to the matches, because in tennis, until you get to the championships, there's no one calling the match. The boys or girls are calling their own matches. So if one is really good at cheating and they say, no, it's 40-30, and the other one is not sure, not 100% sure. And sometimes when you're 12 and 10 and 14, you're not sure. And if they say, no, it's 40-30, they go, oh, okay. Well, that's the difference. They win the next point. They won that game. So, I would always just sit there with my knitting and just hope that the good thing about Walker was he was really good at the math of it. He always knew exactly what the point was. Will, not so much. My other son didn't have that sharpness. Okay, thank you, Shasha. Lisa Lee, her first job was cleaning motel rooms and doing the laundry. Charlie said, I folded scarves. Is that like in a department store? Sunshine said paper route. Tracy, helping my mom at Harrisburg's Lemoyne Farmers Market. How lovely. Anthony. So they're visiting Greece. So they're bringing dollars into Greece for tourist dollars. So I know that countries really need that income. Nancy worked at Jewel Foods in Chicago. And was that a grocery store? Bookstore, Daryl. Why am I not surprised? Don sold pictures to the tourists of themselves getting off the plane and being greeted by the hula dancers in Hawaii. Are you in Hawaii? Because I forgot. And I don't know if you said when you signed in. I'm good, Steve. I'm very good. Cat, not so much, but I'm good. Well, my brother suggested Springfield, Daisy Joe, which is north of Nashville instead of east of Nashville, because I hadn't looked there. He has a brother-in-law that has did have a 100-acre farm there. Well, he inherited his parents' farm. And he recently sold off a part of it to some friends for them to build a house on. So he just put me in touch with a realtor. So we'll see. But guess who I just want to see any other interesting first jobs? Public servant. First and last job for 41 years. Okay, what do you do, Jamela, in your job? Ah, yes, I remember Tina Marie. We had a set at one time. 50 cents picking pickles. I know somebody else that did that. And I understand picking pickles is not, it's really hard or something, as I recall. Hard on the hands or something. Nothing like picking cotton. My mother picked cotton and she told me how horrible that was. Tutoring at Urban League. That's awesome. Animal nutritionist. Love that. Grocery store. Yes. Ah, okay. Don, I see. Yeah, so what's the deal, Daisy Joe? You would think that a lot of things would be on the market and people wouldn't be buying because so many people are out of work. So are you seeing that these listings are out in the country or in town getting snatched up? I have farming envy too, Marnita. I just don't know how much energy I have. That's amazing, Jamela. Gosh, we should do a live stream just with you, and you can talk about your work. Prickly, that's right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's very prickly. You mean recently, Daisy Joe, on a Mac? Is that what you mean? Yes, Don, that's true. Oh, shoot. They have an airport at Clarksville Air Force Base. That's a problem. Not interested. Well, that's right. Haffey just said something remarkably obvious, that everyone has a story and everyone's story counts. And I just want to backtrack a little bit because I have not finished the video that I shot last Saturday at my friend's house. I went to see her in the first year of Late Bloomer, one of my first episodes. And I think she was part of an episode. I think I had 3 people in it or something. I have to go back and find it, obviously. But they were both working she's a hygienist and he's a dentist, and they had their own practice, and they worked together for 35 years. Great relationship. And they both love gardening. And so now that he sold the practice and they're both retired. And so it's just great guns in the garden. They have a very small lot. It's mostly in the back. They have a row of fruit trees on the side of the house, but it's almost all in the back. And you're going to find it interesting. They've got keyhole raised beds. They're called keyhole raised beds. You I guess order them and put them together, and then you put all your food scraps in there. It's cool. Anyway, I haven't gotten that video edited, and I'm sorry. But we're walking on, back to what you were just saying. We're walking along, and we walk by a house. She's very picky about what she likes for gardening, and we're just going through the neighborhood and going, oh, that garden's nice. Ooh, that, and back and forth and back and forth. And she goes by this one and she goes, now this. And she's like shaking her head, and I said, I don't really understand that. I don't even understand the concept. What is it? It was just like little pots here and there and this and that. It was hard to understand what the gardener was going for. And, we walk a few more steps down, and then this old timer starts talking to us, and he goes, that's my place, And then he starts talking, and he's been there since before they put the freeway in, and how the city just took half of his lot because they made an alley to the back, and they sold the half lot on the other side of the alley. Why they didn't put it between his property and the next property, I don't know, but they put this alley right down on the side of his property and just confiscated that half and then sold it for like $350. And they didn't sell it to him. It's crazy. So anyway, he had this great story. So it's exactly what you're saying, Haffy. Everyone's got a story. And we said the same thing to each other as we walked away. Oh, Daryl, thanks for pointing that out. I guess I can't live up there. How much space do you have, Marnita, would you say? I always found it hard to calculate how much space I had at my house. Now, I told you all about visiting Late Bloomer Garden 1.0, right? Everybody heard that story on the last live stream. I believe I told you about that. I always wondered where Camp David was. I know, Susie, it's insane. And so if you see a listing that's been on for, 46 days or something, there's something wrong with it, because people are really leaving the cities in droves. That's true, Nancy. That's true. I'm trying to think of this last in-depth story I read that was really interesting. Well, Daryl, it's just there's nothing available that I want to live in. That's the problem. Yes, that's a whole other subject, Haffy. Independent. It's too bad we don't have more independent news outlets, or any. Do we have any independent news outlets? It's hard to know. At any rate, I have this, just putting this in your noggin in case you didn't get this last time. I am doing an event, online event, with a gal who's organizing it. It's between the 30th and the 7th. I am going to be tuning into a informational Zoom meeting right after this to find out how it happens. I mean, she said it could be on YouTube, it can be on Zoom. I don't really understand how I teach a workshop over YouTube. I don't understand how I can do it over Zoom either, because Zoom works completely different. Anybody can tune in at any time to a live stream on YouTube. But Zoom, you have to have an invite and a password and all of that. So I just don't know. I may just give a presentation live, answer a few questions, and do it like that. I'm just not sure. I'm going to try to find out how it all works. I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world. So, be watching my community page for that information, because that's where I'll post that. And I'll probably be mentioning that on Sunday as well. Let's see. Apartment, no yard, garden in pots and small border along front of building. Absolutely. I mean, you can do that, Tina Marie. Tina Marie says that she has an apartment with no yard. That's where I'm at right now, as you know. And maybe you joined my channel because of that. I don't know. I don't remember, but I filmed the half, like the before, like when I got back, I filmed what my plants looked like when I got back from 6 weeks away. Now, Vanita did come over, but evidently I did not give her permission to prune. Forgot about that. And so she didn't want to prune anything. And so the tomatoes really are looking ragged. I filmed the beginning of that so that you could see what it looked like, but I haven't filmed the going out and doing the work and filming the after yet. But I will say, if you watch that video that I did where Scott Head from Black Gumbo Channel, he gave 3 tips for rebooting my Pekin pepper. Remember that video? This Pekin pepper, by the end of that video, it was just like about 3 little sticks. It looks so good right now. I can't tell you. And it's got peppers. So I can't wait to show that to you. The subject, thank you, Haffy, for pointing that out. I guess I didn't say. I almost don't want to say the name yet because I don't want anybody else to confiscate it, to steal it. But I will hashtag the name. And it's going to be about turning this year through gardening, turning this year into something incredibly positive and rejuvenating through gardening. Is that, did I answer your question? Wonderful, Tina Marie. So I'm glad you followed me through all that. Thank you, Tracy. The thing is, I have to have, you all know how much trouble I've had with connectivity on the live streams. And so I don't want to get halfway through it and have YouTube go, you can't access the live chat. I mean, they've done that to me several times, 45 people, and only 18 of these I just happened to notice. If you're on mobile, you could just get off the live chat for a moment, get back on, and hit that like button while you're off. I'd really appreciate it. And let's see. Also, just might as well go ahead and do the plug for everything. You can order my t-shirts. That helps support this channel. Haffy will post the link for my t-shirts. I have the I'm a Dirt Person t-shirt and the original Late Bloomer t-shirt. This is actually a prototype. This doesn't look like the final version of the tomato. The tomato wound up with white letters because these were so hard to read. So, but the back says, it's never too late to learn to grow vegetables, which is something I said in episode 1, 700 videos ago. That's incredible to me. Incredible. It took me 5 years to make 100 episodes. And that took 4 years. And then 4 years to make 600. Say. Mernita said, I just did, but I don't know what I said. It's never too late to plant bamboo. Yeah, you're right. And in fact, I'm looking at a house now. Unfortunately, it's going to be colored with the idea that those planes are going to be going over. But the floors are bamboo. When she said the floor is bamboo, I went, I'm there. I'm in. You know, if you watch that home tour of my house, I had this entertainment center mounted against the wall. It was all built out of custom bamboo, and I just absolutely loved that. And when I was over, I told you, right? I went over last week. Let's see, this week, last week? It had to be last week. I went over to Late Bloomer Garden 1.0 last week, and the new owner showed me around, and they're going to tear down the garage and the art studio, demo that, pull that out. And she wants to put grass back there, but I don't think it'll be successful. And I told her so. So we'll see. But at any rate, that bamboo entertainment center is still sitting there. I wish I could have just taken it off the wall and brought it with me. But Thomas, I am drinking iced tea. That is correct. This, I believe in this jar, I put some, this is not caffeinated. I drink Earl Grey and a combination of these other, and I make this in the sun. I don't even boil water anymore. It's so easy. So I love it. You know, it's cold. It's very hot here. Aidan Cronin. Oh. What level of school are you at, Aidan? And thank you for tuning in. And I'm so glad you're busy. Thomas, yeah, I've answered your question, Thomas. Oh. You must call Mackinac Island Mac. Yes, Thomas, all you need to do is wash well an empty jar, glass, and put your tea bag in it, put filtered water in it, and I just set a little lid on top. I don't even seal it, you know, right away. You can. And the sun will make it into tea. It's called sun tea. You can set it outside in the sun, but if you have a sunny window, you don't need to. So I can just make tea, you know, because it's too hot to drink hot tea. It's too hot. I don't have air conditioning. So yes, that's the thing, Daisy Joe. And the 1 acre properties, Scotland. Wait, Aidan is in Scotland. I'm S4, so doing my national 5S. Well, let's see. 15, 16 would be 17, 18. That would be in the first year of high school, the 9th grade. Oh wait, 19, 10, 11, 12. Might be 10th grade. Yeah, it'd probably be 10th grade in the US, Aidan. So you're actually in school with other people? Because here in Santa Monica, they just told me that they're starting their homeschooling again because the school's not open. Yeah. And I've also heard that there's a premium on, Daryl was just saying that a lot of Californians are looking for property over there and in Tennessee. And I just heard that or maybe I said this, I don't remember, that there's a premium on trucks leaving LA. They have to pay, you have to pay extra because they have to pay somebody to bring them back because there's nobody coming back. Great. Anyway, yes, 3 gallons. That's great. If you've got 3 gallons, that's a big jar. The thing is, I like this. I have a small refrigerator. I have a small apartment. I just rather have it in drinkable jars, and then this is a reusable jar. I can take this back to the store and get $2 for it, or I can use it. Lynn, that's awesome. Have you been out there, Lynn, to work on that property? Ah, okay. Well, good luck, Aiden. I think that that's probably plenty enough, especially if people are cautious, wash their hands a lot. But you didn't hear that from me. Yes. Yes, we're going to come to Scotland. Oh. Wow. Yes, Lynn. That's putting it mildly. I think returnable jars are 2, yeah, 2 now. This size might be less, but I know the quart size of milk, the returnables, which are made just like this, you pay $2 up front and you get it back. So it's fine. I have so many real estate agents being recommended to me, and Steve Mildengren just wrote me and said he has another one for Tennessee. The one I was working with in Putnam County didn't feel that she was the right person for me. So she, have I told you that, Daryl? So Colleen is out and Donna is in, I think. But unfortunately, she sent me the same listings that I've poured over for weeks. So it's nothing new. I love mason jars too. The thing is, I need to get into a bigger kitchen, a bigger place, so that I have space to can and use the jars, store them. But what happens here is I get my raw goat yogurt made for me. And when I have my own place, I would love to be able to have that operation. This is maybe a pipe dream. I have no idea about taking care of goats. None. Zero whatsoever. But I would love to have my own source for raw goat yogurt because I've been eating this now for 20 years. And when I leave here, that goes away. So, and I'm not going to find that in the store. Yes. I wasn't going to say that, Daryl, but that is absolutely the case. If anybody sees Daryl's comment, that's true. Speaking of Linden, Nancy. Okay. They had a bit of a. Sorry. Hair in my mouth. They had a bit of a kerfluffle, as they say, at the vet yesterday. And I got pretty upset, but I tried to keep my cool. I think the vet is overwhelmed. They're asking them to do so many things in order to stay open during this COVID thing that I think that she's just overwhelmed. She had some emergencies yesterday. She deeply apologized, but I took Lyndon in the morning for what should have taken 45 minutes. And after 50 minutes, they said, well, now the doctor has a meeting and I don't have permission to do that. And she didn't talk to me before she left, so I had to leave. and she wound up staying there for 6 hours. And when I can go in with her at a vet, she's okay. When I am not there, she is not okay. And so it was determined that she does not have diabetes, which is great. And she did pass her number 2. And so that's great. But all day long, she has gone from just laying here to laying there to being in the back of the cabinet. And I don't know, she may be checking out. I don't know what's happening. And I'm supposed to leave in a week, so we'll see. Nick Goosen. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I took some cuttings from my friend Sharon, which you will see in the video when I get it edited, and she gave me pineapple sage. If you have not grown pineapple sage, it smells exactly like pineapple. I don't know how they did that, but it's this big, beautiful bush, and her bush is like that big. And so I said, well, I think you can spare a couple of sprigs of that. And I brought it home, but it doesn't, it wilted even in the water. So I don't know. Well, Aiden, yeah, that's a big subject, but we don't really know what the number is. We really don't. Oh, I didn't know that, Lynn. That's interesting. Nick, can you remind me where you are? Because if you're shopping at Erewhon, you must be here. Are you the one that lives downtown that we need to get, or in Venice? And you're in Venice, right? And we need to meet up. I'm going to write this down for the second time. And remind me what your garden looks like. VCA, West LA Animal Hospice. VCA West, that's on Centinela, isn't it? Because I went to Pasternak. You know Pasternak on Centinela? I went to him for years, and I just finally got tired of that long drive. You know, she would howl all the way over there and all the way back. And I really like, I got to say, I really like this vet. I think she's very thorough. And she said she does not like to give enema to an older cat, that it can cause X, Y, and Z, which she explained, and I forgot. So I didn't know anything about that. And lovely day of what? Let's see. What'd I miss? Your favorite flavor of what, Nick? What did I miss? I don't know, Thomas. I mean, she is doing number 1 just fine. So I don't think it's that, but I don't know because we haven't done an ultrasound. That would be the next thing. She said if she doesn't start feeling better after what we did yesterday, which she gave her, once again, she gave her intravenous, what's it called? Subcutaneous fluids and a laxative, and she had fleas. She picked up fleas on our trip. Yeah. So, that's uncomfortable too. That causes problems too. So we took care of all of that. In fact, I came home a few hours later just to make sure she was coherent. And I put her in the shower, and I have a shower head, with a tube, and I put her in the shower, and I soaked her all up with tea tree shampoo, my tea tree shampoo. And then I washed her all off and dried her and everything. So she feels much better, but still she's zapped. She just seems zapped. So we'll see if she rebounds. If she doesn't, then the next thing would be to get an ultrasound. But the thing is, I'm not going to have surgery. She's 15 and a half. I'm just not doing that. So anyway, we just got 1 minute left. And I want to just say hi to the people that just tuned in. Abbott Kinney. Nick, can you send me an email? Oh, that's wonderful. Is your garden right on the street? Because I want to check it out. Can you send me an email through my website, latebloomershow.com/contact? Just put in your email address. Say, hey, Kay, it's Nick. Let's get together. Let's get together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll be having lots of fun. Who remembers that song? Who remembers that song? For real, not in repeat, but who remembers that for real? Jasper T, hi from Ontario. Son of a gun, hottest summer ever in history in Phoenix. How hot is it? And that's probably going to end the show. Two Family Homestead. How you doing, buddy? I'm so glad you said hi. If you just tuned in, I met Two Family Homestead when I was at the Homesteading Life Conference. I hope you'll watch those last two videos. They did not get shared by YouTube. I don't know why. And so they're uplifting. The America's Heartland is beautiful. Yes, all those fields are, enhanced by Monsanto chemicals, unfortunately, but it's still beautiful. And I don't blame the farmers. I really don't blame the farmers. I blame chemical companies. But I still think it's a beautiful film, and you'll just like be taken away from it, and it'll take your mind off of the news for about 17 minutes. The America's Heartland video, and then the other one is the conference. So check that out, and you'll see a very quick little shot of you on that. Two Family Homestead. So let's see. Yeah, she's still eating, Nancy. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I said hi to everybody that just tuned in. Everybody, Daryl's parting words are so important. Save your seeds, especially the heirloom varieties. Save your seeds. That's really all that we have is our seeds, because if we have our seeds, we can still plant somewhere in a pot, in a garden, on a farm. We still got something if we've got our seeds. Thanks, Nick. Okay. Let's see. Well, you're going to send me an email, so because I've got about 1,000 notes here that I have to follow up on. Court. Yes, many companies had seed shortages and live plant shortages. So good night, Don. Thank you. Love notes. Thank you for saying so. Now I don't feel so old. 113 in Phoenix. Well, when I was there, it was 100. It was pushing 120 in one of the afternoons. Oh my gosh! Deep South with Mr. Tom. Deep South Bama with Mr. Tom is here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I actually just when I washed my hair yesterday, I said, oh, it's so long now, and I missed my haircut appointment again, and I put conditioner in my hair, and I thought I'm just going to leave the conditioner in, and I'll rinse it out tonight before I go to bed. Well, I didn't rinse it out, and then I had the whole ordeal with the vet yesterday, and I just so thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see. 40 plus days over 110. Smash the old record and more forthcoming. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Moonflower. It's interesting you should say that, Susie. I used to have moonflower, and I never planted it because I thought, why would I plant the moonflower and attract those moths that destroy my edibles, but they looked like such beautiful flowers. I never did it though. That was beautiful. That's right. Thank you for stopping by, Eric. I'm getting off. I've got to get onto a Zoom meeting right now to find out about this thing that I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks. So, Valhalla, hello, Valhalla 56. I want to welcome you to my channel. Just as I'm getting out. Wow, my grandmother never had air conditioning until just her very later years in northern Alabama. It was so hot, but I don't know, you just kind of got used to it. Jasper T is here asking, I suppose it's me, what's my all-time favorite plant? Well, I would have to say perennial is one thing and annual is another thing, and then I want to narrow that down to what I've grown. And I would say my all-time favorite plant that I grew at Late Bloomer, excuse me, at Late Bloomer Garden 1.0 was my, it just went out of my head. Help me out, everybody. The green, the green tomato that was my monster tomato. Somebody who really knows my channel would, well, let's see, the, just went out of my head. And then I would say, Tina Marie, if you're asking about Bonfire, Bonfire makes the t-shirts. So it's bonfire.com/late bloomer, late dash bloomer. Bonfire.com/late dash bloomer. You can order this t-shirt, or /dirt dash person. And then I would have to say the pineapple guava, because I was so successful with pineapple guavas. And I don't know, are you talking about Hell's Angels, like the motorcycle thing, or is that something else? I don't know. It's something German. Oh, ant. Oh, why can't I think of it? Ant something German green, right? Aunt Ruby's. It's Aunt Ruby's German green tomato. Is that what it is? I'm not sure German's in there, actually. I can't remember. It's Aunt Ruby's. I know that for sure. Aunt Ruby's German green. Thank you, Connie. The avocado. No, something got Happy. He was talking about the avocado. But anyway, no, I love avocados, but no, I haven't tried that. Yes, it's Aunt Ruby's. Okay, everybody. German striped tomatoes are really great too, but I didn't grow those. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to this channel. Please like, share, and thumbs up. And well, that's like, and 61 of you are on right now, 32 likes. So when I sign off, if you're on mobile, just hit that like button and go to that bell and hold it down, and you'll see all at the top, and you let go on all, and you'll get notifications for everything that happens on this channel. I'm sorry, in the last week, I've had a lot going on with looking for property and taking care of my cat, and I haven't been as on the ball with getting videos out. But I will get back in editing, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for watching my older videos and sharing, and I love you all. God bless you, and stay well.